Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Into the Breach. We're playing as the Rusting Hulks, making our way through the fourth island, but we did just drop an objective here. Couldn't manage to block Vec. We had too much to do. Took no damage, but couldn't get the rep. Oh well. Next up is this: try and get a reactor core, and who knows, maybe another dang time pod. Wouldn't that be something? Freeze and defend both robots. As I've mentioned, having this freeze bot around is pretty good. A downside is that we have very, very few ways to stop enemies from attacking buildings without damaging them. We basically just have the science bot's push mechanic, which we can use to push enemies or to shield cities. But we're going to have to spend at least one turn sort of harmlessly deflecting one of these robots. Here, I guess? It's too bad I can't hit the spider. I hate these dang spiders. So I want to stand where I can reach at least one of these bots and also reach any cities they might be attacking, because I'm pretty sure that's what the science mech is going to have to do this turn while we freeze the first robot. A time pod! Incredible! Who could have guessed? Oh, well, they're both attacking nothing, which is great news because it means I don't have to worry about defusing them harmlessly. On the other hand, they are making things rather difficult for our jet mech to get to. Who's this guy attacking? He's attacking nothing. No one's attacking anything this turn, which is a nice... Oh, well, okay, there's an attack up here. But all things considered, it's a nice break. I kind of like coming here and shooting this guy. And then something like probably this. Meanwhile, freeze this robot. And I'm not sure what to do with this guy. I'd love to be able to get to one of these guys to apply a smoke pellet to them. But I can't really do that. What if instead of using this to ram the spider into the scorpion, I use it to ram the spider away from the scorpion? Now, this has the problem that it creates some fire, but I would then be able to get my science mech into this spot where the spider is, and smoke pellet, I should say, hitting both of these guys, which is pretty effective. And also, does being in smoke put out fires? Like, it put out a forest fire, but does it put out a fire on a mech? I'm not sure. If it does, that's a very strong play. But if not, I'm not so sure. Still seems good. But on the other hand, if all we're using the jet mech for is to push this guy over here, we don't need the jet mech. We can use this guy, right? Just as effectively. And the jet mech can deal with this spider just effectively as the mech can. So this saves us from having to take damage on the jet mech for no reason. And accomplishes the same amount of damage to all enemies. So that seems like an improvement. And it does seem like the right general idea. Yeah. Oh, don't forget this. I'd rather deal with the spider and then next turn deal with the spiderling than deal with the spiderling and then deal with another spiderling and then deal with another spiderling and then deal with another spiderling and never deal with the spider at all. So, yeah. I think I like that plan that I outlined, so let's make it happen. Here's fine. Here's probably better. Actually, I guess let's go all the way forward so we can more easily reach the other robot wherever he goes. And we can guarantee delivery of the time pod this turn as well this way. So that attack must have set the enemy on fire. And also the forest on fire, and then the smoke replaced it, and the enemy's not on fire anymore. So, okay. I guess that tells me probably, if I ever need to do something like that, I might be able to put out a fire by smoking myself. Good to know. Oh, fire! I should have checked. I don't think it matters that much, but I didn't realize it was happening, and I should have. Hey, get out of here. So one thing that seems promising is to do this, pushing this guy into the existing smoke, and clearing up a line for our freeze bot to freeze the robot. However, if we do that, we do lose the freeze bot, because he would have to stand on a spawner to shoot this guy. Or how many moves does he have? He has 4. He could move to here. Assuming that I kill this centipede, of course. Well, that's a big assumption to make, actually. I'm not so sure I can. Let's think about this. If we move this guy here, boom, then we can back off and kill this guy. And we have 2 attackers left attacking cities. This bot and this hornet. We can take care of the hornet like so. So that sort of works. It means we do lose the freeze bot, which means we have to be very, very careful that nothing ever gets to attack these bots, even while they're frozen. So I don't love... Oh, no, that's right. We have enough moves that we could go to here and not block the spawn with it. Right. And then the spider's doing nothing, but that's fine. Yeah, that seems like a plan. Okay, so everyone to your positions, please. Here, I guess, so that I can smoke this tile to prevent them from attacking here. Back up to here. And here. This first, so that I can confirm that my freeze bot is getting where I want it. In fact, let's move this before we commit to moving anyone. Let's do this. Yep, he gets to here and freezes. We get to do this. And this. Oh good, he got the upgrade. What was it? Grid defense. Well, whatever. See, it's marked green here, but I'm pretty sure that if they were to unfreeze and damage these guys, we would still lose the objective. Oh, you guys made a mistake. Never stand next to each other out in the open. Yeah, because now, like, I can deal with these guys like so. Although, hang on, I don't want to smoke this guy before I've decided what to do with him. I guess what I'd want to do doesn't really matter. Just like walk here and block this, right? The jet mech is taking care of these guys quite nicely. Yeah, but let's do that first. Well, I would like to be closer to these guys, because if they're not so well grouped, I might have trouble dealing with both of them next turn. Along with the threat that's about to emerge. Although, if we stand here and here, this threat is going to have a real tough time escaping to do anything relevant. And my artillery has an okay vantage point from here. Also, could I usefully freeze anything this turn? I don't think so, actually. I guess just freeze a building? Oh, or freeze one of my guys who's blocking a spawn, maybe. I guess would be this guy. I don't know if you lose the freeze before the shield, actually. Probably not a good idea to test that out. I guess there is a slight... We could... Yeah, okay. No. I was thinking I could move here to shield this guy, bonking him into this, and then refreeze it. But that way this guy gets a shield. But I can't do that because we're inside a smoke. Okay. So we'll just do this part first. And stand here, blocking this pretty well. I could freeze one of these guys, but all it would do is protect them from the thunder damage, I think. Which I don't want. So let's just come up here. Which buildings are difficult for me to defend? This one, right? Because my attack from the artillery mech would bump into it. So let's go ahead and do this. But don't kid yourself, these guys could do a serious amount of damage on this turn. If they plan well. Looks like they're not going to do that. And I can just do like this. Get out of this guy's way and... freeze another building just for fun. No buildings being threatened, right? Before I do something frivolous. This guy's not threatening to unfreeze, so fine. Alright, nice and easy. Smoke everywhere. Maybe a little bit overdone. It started to become hard to fight near the end there, but we picked up 2 reactor cores. And possibly whatever else was in the time pod. Yeah, a weapon. Heavy rocket for my jet. Fire a projectile that heavily damages a target and pushes adjacent tiles. 3 damage, but its uses per battle 1. That might be better than the ramming, right? But I kind of have appreciated being able to ram to push specific things rather than damage one thing and push something next to it, right? That's most important when something is standing next to a building, and I don't want to shoot buildings with this. So I think I won't use this weapon. But we do have 2 reactor cores to assign, so let's do that now. Giving this guy a move is easy. No-brainer choice, I think. Well, not no-brainer. We could, like, give him 2 and take the extra damage. I don't think that's a good idea. Neither of these says 4, huh? It should, but okay. Whatever. And the other reactor core could go to +1 move on this guy? +1 health? Or +2 health, I mean? He has a lot of moves, but he has to get adjacent things to deal with them. Having 6 moves is honestly great. There you go. That's my 2 reactor cores. The bot leader. Okay. I forget if we fought any bot leaders on stream. Camera. Probably we have. Their thing is whenever you damage them, they will repair. But I think as long as you kill them all in one turn, that like doesn't really matter. So let's deploy here. Seems fine. If the Scorpion wants to entangle me, like I'm okay with that, I guess. Sure, make it a little harder for them to get to corporate HQ. I guess I'm okay with this. And harder to get to the sides of these buildings also. I don't know, this seems like a fairly like, who knows what's right deployment. So this guy has shielded himself. I was not aware he was allowed to do that if we don't attack him. Oh! He took damage because I landed on him. I did not expect that to count. That's interesting. Okay, well, sure, I guess. So first of all, this looks pretty good. Because it deals with the spiderling egg and protects corporate HQ with smoke and damages this spider, who I hate. I can't quite get to here, huh? I need 7 moves for that? Very well. Can I get to this guy? No. Well, we have these 2 threats that we need to deal with, right? And we only have 2 mechs to do it with, and it's not looking very easy to deal with both of them. Huh. What order do they attack in? This guy's first, which is too bad. I was thinking of pushing him to here with the Jet Mech's ramming ability and then letting this guy finish him off. But that doesn't work. Because he gets to attack first. So he shields and repairs. It just shows like plus. I don't know how much he gets to repair from this or what. And I think I could disable his repair if I wanted to, but I don't have the moves to do that, so. But of course it's hard because he's shielded, so you have to... Well, I guess with this it's pretty easy. You just break the shield with your bomb and then deal damage to him and prevent the repair with smoke, so. I think we're quite well equipped to deal with a bot leader. It's just like they're positioned awkwardly right now is all. Okay, so aside from this, which seems like a very good start, but leads me to like have sort of awkward plays against these 2, what else can I do? Right, like if I don't reserve this guy for dealing with these 2 threats, how can he help with the other threats? Well... He could, like, do this, killing that guy all in one go, and breaking this guy's shield, for what that's worth. Seems cool, but, like, dealing 3 damage to him and smoking the area is nearly as good. Well, it's not, though. Having 1 less enemy to deal with next turn is a pretty big deal. But... you know, we don't actually have 1 less enemy because we're not dealing with this stupid spiderling. So I think that the original plan of doing this is pretty good. And then we just need to use this guy to, say, smoke pellet this away, I guess. And Jet Mech to do this. Yeah, that seems like the best I can come up with. Okay, so let's do that. There's not some way I could get a mech standing here, is there? No. we go. Let's protect the buildings a bit more with smoke. Unit repaired. So I don't know how much it will repair him. It didn't make that clear to me. Alright, and they're all explosive now, except for the bot, who doesn't count. Smoke pellets here are pretty productive, I think. Well, so is a push here, actually. I think. It makes this guy explode. Not sure if that's good or bad, honestly. Deals damage to the bot, which is nice. Deals damage to this guy, which doesn't matter that much. When this guy explodes, I can then fly over them like this, killing all of them. And doing a push here instead of a smoke pellet frees this guy up to move. And I could blow up the blast scion if I wanted. Or this guy, but not both. Seems like a good general plan. Kind of need to put the finishing touches on it, though. Who are we killing with the artillery mech? Wait a minute. If I bump this guy, then he'll still get his attack and will take 5 grid damage. So probably the smoke pellets are the better option there, huh? Yeah, that seems pretty good. I was thinking it would cause him to, like, abort his attack and go, like, shield, but from what we saw in turn 1, that's not what happens. Rather, it means at the beginning of a turn in which it is damaged, it will shield itself and prepare to repair. So I think we should smoke bomb, or smoke him somehow. Or actually, could we kill him? This does... No, I wanted to look at this guy. This does 3 damage. If we could bump him for 1, that's 4. And I guess even if we could push him into... Oh, well, this exploding on him is 5. But we still have to find 1 more damage somehow, huh? So I go here, I bump. He takes 2 damage. Putting him at 4. Furthermore, I next shoot him with the artillery mech, who can stand here. This deals 3 damage to him, bringing him down to 1 health and putting him on this tile. Then I can bring the jet mech over to here and jump him like this, dealing 3 more damage. So the bump is not actually necessary. Yeah, it is, because it gets this guy to explode, allowing all the other stuff to work. Right? Yeah. So we're spending all 3 of our attacks on this guy, which is actually fine, because he's the only one doing anything. We leave up the blast scion, which I don't love, but we get rid of this whole column of guys. Plus this. That seems good to me. Let's see how it looks. It's not possible for me to catch any other friendlies up in this shield, because the artillery mech can't move yet. And the jet could move, but the space he wants to move to is occupied. Okay. Now we do this. And then this. Alright, that looked cool. that bot never knew what hit him? I don't know. I know the idiom, but for some reason it didn't seem right. Like I was supposed to say what would hit him there. I don't think that's true, but that's what I was thinking for some reason. Okay, so blowing this guy up and blocking this spawn seems like a good use of the jet mech. This guy is not really doing anything of interest. But I sort of should kill him. And if I do kill him, I need to push him away from here unless I've killed the blast scion already. So I'm thinking something like this. Pushing him to here and then exploding where he doesn't do any harm. Then, here. Taking 2 damage, 1 from killing this guy and 1 from blocking a spawn. But that's fine. That leaves my science mech free to come up here and smoke this guy, killing him. Or smoke this guy, or bump this guy, either of which would kill him. I think killing this is more important. Sure, let's say that's more important. And I don't actually need to smoke pellet, because I can just do this. And that also gets me another shield, which is sort of useful. Okay, so let's do this. And this. Yep, we knew we were taking that damage. Now we just have 1 spiderling and 1 spawn. Should be quite manageable. Yeah, since we're like masters of smoke, we can just smoke that guy and everything's fine. Sure. Let's do this. And this. Oh, here. I was going to shield Corporate HQ just for the memes, but we'll do this instead. Can't shield Corporate HQ. We made it invincible. Alright, nice clean Corporate HQ. Still feeling good about the squad on our way to the final battle. Spend reputation. Shame we didn't get the perfect, huh? Don't want this. Help yourself. Everything else I have, I do want. Still keeping this guy for insurance. Although, actually, I can't switch pilots in between in the middle of the final mission, so I guess now's the time to sell him, right? What can we buy? Networked armor. All mechs gain 1 HP. That's interesting. Yeah, way to demonstrate that. They're all just sitting there. And I feel like... So, something I appreciate about the little demos here is that it shows... Like, okay, let's look at this, or this one. It's a ranged weapon, and it sees, you have a ranged guy. In the demo, I'll show you using your ranged guy using the effect. And it does that for whatever squad you're in. Likewise, this shows our science mech. If there's something that we don't have a mech for, I think it just shows a generic tank, or maybe it shows the corresponding mech from like the Riftwalkers or something, but they didn't have a science mech, so they can't do that all the time. Anyway, sometimes you just see a generic tank. And you see that for passive effects too, right? Like, and it makes a lot of sense here. Well, actually, this one doesn't even have a passive attack, have a tank in it. But if it's something that's passive, usually it shows it equipped on a, or not passive, but something that has no class, something you could equip on any mech. It usually shows like a plain old boring tank. On this one, it feels kind of silly because it's put like 2 of my mechs getting the bonus, and then a generic mech giving them the bonus instead of my 3rd mech. But okay, you know, whatever. Just a silly little thing. We're not buying any of these. Wow. Damages anything it pushes. That's pretty cool. But I don't want to swap out any of the weapons that I have for this. Well, so like I could consider, for example, giving the storm generator over to this guy and throwing out the ramming engines and then putting that extra weapon on here. But I think I'd rather just buy, like, 3 reactor cores. Take some more damage on this thing. Maybe this thing. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe now's the time, actually, to grab that achievement for buying 1,000,000 grid power. If we just buy 10 grid power. We need 8 more, but of course we have 10 rep and we can't buy any power cores with that. I think that this is actually a good time to do that, because I do want to get the achievements just because it makes it easier to play with more squads. And right now, I feel like extra power cores are like okay, but not great. And, you know, giving ourselves 10 more grid defense means like almost half the time we take damage, we won't take damage, which is pretty good. I think I'll do that. I'll just buy 10 grid power. Give me all the grid defense you've got. Woo! Backup batteries. How exciting. There you go. And that's our squad. We're all set to go to the final mission in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.